Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy today rolling out a major new plan to overhaul the nation's air traffic control system. This follows, of course, a deadly mid-air collision back in January and a recent system failure that grounded flights in Newark. Fox News multimedia reporter, our colleague there, Sarah Allegre, is in Houston at the airport there, and she joins me. Sarah, good to see you here. I'm not sure if you've spoken to some of these travelers, but what is the gist of this new program, and how is it going to help, if at all?
I think travelers are relieved in some sense, but of course wanting to see how this exactly is going to play out. And a big factor here is just how costly this plan is. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar plan. It is backed by President Trump. And the goal here essentially is to fix what the administration calls an outdated system. Now, Secretary Duffy, he also says it's partially to blame for that system-wide failure we saw at Newark Airport. But he says the reality is that this system, it needs to be fixed, calling it a necessity.
We're going to rebuild some towers. We're going to rebuild some TRACONs. We're going to rebuild some centers. Everything else that controls the airspace is going to be brand new. So we're going to have new telecom, new fiber throughout the system. We're going to have brand new radios in our towers to communicate between air traffic controllers and with airplanes.
The push comes after a string of close calls, delays, and growing pressure from airlines and pilots. A major FAA outage in 2023 also showed just how vulnerable the system has become. The FAA says it plans to replace old communication lines with some new ones, more reliable fiber optic and digital tech across more than 4,600 sites. The administration also plans to swap out 618 radar systems, improving how planes are tracked in the air and on the ground. The FAA says those systems are way past their lifespan, and for the first time since the 1960s, 6 brand new air traffic control centers will be built. Now, the rollout is expected to take place over the course of the next 3 to 4 years, but I want to bring us back to that main factor here. This is a multi-billion-dollar plan, and it needs to be signed off by Congress. And so when we're talking about a price tag this hefty, essentially, we can expect some pushback here. Andrew?
All right, Sarah Allegre there live for us in Houston. Sarah, thanks for bringing us this update. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, a little bit more, though, on this major headline. Secretary Duffy touting it on social media today, saying, we want to rip this system out and send it to the Smithsonian. He says, let's make air travel great again. So I have the statement, the press release out from the Department of Transportation right here. And Duffy says this: the 4 key components of the plan, infrastructure components, are 1, communications, 2, surveillance, 3, automation, and 4, facilities. Our other colleague, Fox's Rich Edson, has more on the plan and how it may be implemented and when here. Let's listen.
Secretary Sean Duffy is pushing a plan to build a new state-of-the-art air traffic control system.
We're going to rebuild some towers. Everything else that controls the airspace is going to be brand new.
The federal government is under pressure to upgrade the current system and its outdated equipment.
So as new technology becomes available, we can actually deploy it.
The announcement follows a deadly mid-air collision at Washington Reagan National Airport in January and the loss of communication between air traffic control and pilots at Newark Liberty International Airport last month. President Trump joined the press conference via speakerphone.
This air traffic control is long overdue for not an overhaul, really, for a remaking. It's got to be brought up to a modern standard.
Early estimates show the new air traffic control system could cost tens of billions of dollars.
When you give small tranches of money year over year, politics change, leadership changes, presidents change, interest changes, and it never gets built. So I'm going to ask the Congress for upfront appropriations to give us all the money.
The FAA is also looking to hire about 3,000 air traffic controllers to overcome a staff shortage. The agency has shortened the hiring process and is offering existing controllers bonuses to discourage early retirement.
We give them the best equipment. We're going to have more young men and women who want to sign up and become air traffic